Good morning. I am Udrima Datta, Zoology and Biology Educational Content Creators. Now's content for B.Sc Zoology Honors, M.Sc Zoology, CUET PG, CSIR Life Sciences. Paper Non-Chordates or Diversity of Life Form, Unit Nidaria, and topic is Class Hydrozoa. Class Hydrozoa, it is the class of the phylum Nidaria. The majority of hydrozoa are marine and colonial in form, and the typical life cycle includes both an asexual polyp and a sexual medusa stage. Example are colonial marine hydroids such as Obelia. Greek obelias means round cave. Hydroid colonies. The base by which colonial hydroids attach to the substratum is a root-like stolon or hydrorhiza, which gives rise to one or more stalks called hydrocolli. The living cellular part of the hydrocalus is a tubular hair sinusoid composed of the three typical Cnidarian layers surrounding the coelenterum, that is gastrovascular cavity. The protective covering of the hydrocalus is a non-living chitinous sheath or pericarp. Attached to the hydrocalus are individual polyp animals or zooids. Most zooids are feeding polyps called hydrants or gastrozooids. They may be tubular, bottle-shaped, or vase-like, but all have a terminal mouth and a circle of the tentacles. The thicket form ovelia, the pericarp, continues as a protective cup around the polyp into which it can withdraw for protection. In other, the polyp is thicket is naked. In some polyps, the pericarp is an inconspicuous thin film. Next, circulation with the gastrovascular cavity is a function of the ciliated gastrodermis, but is also aided by rhythmical contraction and pulsation of the body. In Ovelia, this medusa bud from a reproductive polyp called a gonangium. Hydroid medusa are usually smaller than scyphozoan medusa, ranging from 2 to 3 millimeter to several centimeter in diameter. The margin of the bill projects inward as a shelf-like velum which partly closes the open side of the bill and is used in the swimming. Next, muscular pulsations that alternately fill and empty, and the bill propel the animal forward aboral side first, with a weak jet propulsion. Tentacles attached to the bill margin are rich in nematocytes. The mouth opening at the end of the suspended manubrium leads to a stomach and four radial canals that connect with a ring canal around the margin. The nerve net is usually concentrated into two nerve rings at the base of the velum. The bale margin has a liberal supply of sensory cells. It usually also bears two kinds of specialized sense organs, statocysts, which are small organs of the equilibrium, and ocelli, with are with light sensitive organs. Next, freshwater medusa. The freshwater medusa, that is Caspedicusta sawberry, may have evolved from the marine ancestors in the Yangtze River of China. Next, Hydra. Introduction. It is a solitary freshwater hydrozoa. The body of Hydra can extend into a length of 25 to 30 millimeter or can contract to a teeny gelatinous mass. It is a cylindrical tube with the aboral and drawn out into a slender stalk ending in a basal disc for attachment. Unlike colonial polyps, hydras can move about freely by gliding on a basal disc aided by mucous secretions. Next, feeding and digestion. The mouth, located on conical elevated called hypostome, is encircled by 6 to 10 hollow tentacles that, like the body, can greatly extend when the animal is hungry. The mouth opens into the gastrovascular cavity, which communicates with cavities in tentacles. A hydra awaits its prey with tentacles extended. Next, the food organism that brushes against its tentacles may find itself harpooned by scores of nematocysts that render it helpless even though it may be larger than the hydra. The tentacles move toward the mouth, which slowly widens, well moistened and with the mucus secretion. The mouth glides over and around the prey, totally engulfing it. The activator that actually causes the mouth to open it reduces form of glutathione, which occurs to some extent in all living cells. Glutathione escapes from the prey through the wounds made by nematocysts, but only animals releasing enough of the chemical to active a feeding response are eaten by a hydra. This mechanism explains how a hydra distinguishes between Daphnia, which it relishes, and the some other forms that it refuses. If glutathione is placed in water-containing hydras, each hydra will go through the motions of feeding even though there is no prey is present. Nutritive muscular cells are usually tall columnar cells and have laterally extended bases containing myofibrils. The myofibrils run at right angles to the body or tentacles axis and so form of the circular muscle layer. Water in the gastrovascular cavity serves as hydrostatic skeleton. The two cilia on the free of each cell also serves to circulate food and fluids in the digestive cavity. Next, neurocytes of the hydra. Neurocytes occurs through the epidermis. Hydras have three functional types of nido: those that penetrate prey and inject poisons, those that recoil and entangle prey, that is volvins, and those that secretes and the adhesive substances used in locomotion and attachment, that is the glutinants. Next, sensory cell of the hydra. Sensory cells are scattered among the other epidermal cells, especially near the mouth and tentacles and on the basal disc. The free end of the sensory cell bears a flagellum, which the sensory receptor for the chemical and tactile stimuli. Next, nerve cells. Nerve cells of the epidermis are generally multipolar, although in the more highly organized Nidarian cells may be bipolar with two processes. They are processes from the synapse with sensory cells and the other nerve cells and junctions with epitheliomuscular cells and neurocytes. Next, reproduction. Reproduction of the hydra reproduce sexually and asexually. In asexual reproduction, birds appear out pocketing of the body wall and develop into young hydras that eventually detach from the parent. Most species are dioecious. Now topic has ended. Next day I will discuss about the class Anthozoa and Scyphozoa. Please subscribe my YouTube channel Biogenesis by Madhurima for playlist B.Sc Zoology Honors, M.Sc Zoology and CSI Net Life Sciences, and also class 9 to 12 biology classes.